Welcome to my community research map project for EDUC 520. Hi. So this is my sketch map. Sketch map here will show you pretty much everything that is in and around the high school within about a mile radius of everything. As you can see, Hilo at the top, in Volcano to the bottom left, Pahoa to the bottom right. Highway 11 runs straight through Hilo all the way up to Volcano and actually circles the entire island itself. This is the only highway in the state of Hawaii that actually goes all the way around an entire island. There's really no other highway on any of the 8 islands that actually encompasses and circles the entire island. Highway 130 is going to be the breakoff highway that actually heads from the main city of Hilo on the east side of Hawaii Island all the way out to Pahoa and pretty much out to the ocean. Kea'au itself is centered in a bustling community that is growing exponentially over the past X amount of years. We've seen a huge growth in the population. So the rectangular boxes house the school. So we have the high school in the center portion. You also have the elementary school across the street and the middle school just down the street. One of the key factors about this whole area is there is a public charter school that is across the road from us. Navahi is a public charter school that focuses on Hawaiian immersion for the students. They actually speak only Hawaiian at the school, and it is a K through 12 school. Within the community, there is a grocery store, as well as some other restaurants within that area. The two other components within the area is the Humane Society and Mauna Loa MacNut. If you've ever gone to the grocery store, Mauna Loa MacNut packages, whether it's the macadamia nuts covered in chocolate or macadamia nuts covered in caramel, then covered in chocolate, also known as Caramax, are produced on this island and is about half a mile away from our school. Now, moving into the photo album, these are images that are meaningful to me. They represent a lot of heart for myself. I do not coach paddling. However, this canoe was actually built and purchased by the school for our paddling team. So it definitely has a huge significance to us. As well as the bottom left, you'll see a marker next to a palm tree. A very good friend of mine and her students actually created these markers and a website to help identify all of the native plants and non-native plants throughout our entire campus. And on the bottom right is a rainbow wind chime that my mom got for me that I hang proudly in my classroom. And the window, it actually faces out into the courtyard area for all the students to see that it is a very welcoming and accepting place. The locals are definitely proud of the building on the left-hand side was actually built by our students in the IET program. They actually constructed it from the bottom up, and there, as you can see, there's still some more work that needs to be done. On the right-hand side is a garden that has been created and tended to by our Ulupono program, which helps those students who just struggle in class, whether it be academically or behaviorally, to succeed and show that they can succeed. Things that are particularly liked in our neighborhood is on the right hand side, the blue benches are actually another product of our IET program that the students created from scratch as well as painted and can be seen throughout the entire campus. And then on the left hand side is the promotion of the wicker strategies for AVID, as we are an AVID campus. Things that we don't like in our neighborhood is restrictions for our students. The building that I'm located in does not permit students to come into the building until about 15 minutes before school starts. So about 7:45 they'll be let in, as well as these brand new spray painted off limits locations throughout the entire campus. This is one area the students as well as some of the faculty do not really appreciate having these here, because it does let students know that they're restricted, and these particular off limits pictures are in the center of the campus. So some things that characterize our neighborhood, I have the Hawaiian flag, because these are things that you would really only see in Hawaii. On the right-hand side are kalo patches, but they're also called taro. So it's one of the main sustaining starches for the Hawaiian people. And there's a whole history that goes in to explaining what it is. Don't really have that much time to do that. And on the left-hand side, you'll see chickens. You will pretty much see chickens all over everywhere. The side of the road, the side of the highway. Same thing with goats and other animals that growing up in Las Vegas, you would never really see these. Some reality tour photos. So what I got from the myths component is on the left-hand side, a lot of our students, let me backtrack, not a lot. A handful of our students don't really come to school because they have to help support the family, and in doing that, they actually are farmers. A very large portion of our families are farmers. And here is the papaya farms that a lot of our families grow so that they can actually make money to live. On the right-hand side is a tarp tent. I actually took this picture from the internet as I did not want to travel out to some of our homes to take pictures of that particular thing. Some of our families do live in tents that are constructed on land that they technically don't own. Some of them are squatting in those areas, and this is literally the only way that the student has to cover themselves from the elements. Doing some research, the average income per household is about $51,908. The average home cost is about $255,300. All of these, all this information was actually pulled from the census. And average years of education, high school or higher, 93.3%, and a bachelor's degree or higher at 28.4% for this area. Some things that the students liked about the community: I love how my teachers learn about me. I love how hands-on my classes are. There's a lot of respect for my community and for me. They ask if you need help even if you don't need it, and just the local people. So reflecting wise, because I'm running out of time, throughout this whole entire process, I saw in the beginning a lot of distrust, a lot of graffiti, trash all over the ground. And what this whole process helped me to understand and open my eyes, and we see a lot more art throughout the campus. There are at least 2 murals that were created by students directly on the walls inside of the buildings. There's a lot of passion that the students have for their campus, for their community, for their fellow high school student, middle school, elementary, anybody really. And their commitment to succeed in life, that they don't want to be labeled as that stupid kid that did nothing with their life. They want to have a commitment for themselves. And the only other part in looking at Rogalski's Mythbusters, parents don't help children with reading. Our parents definitely help their children with reading. The hard part for them is they don't understand how to read English. A lot of them are coming from the Marshallese Islands, Chiquis, the Philippines, and they're coming only knowing their own native language. Another one that parents can't read, they can read. We just make it difficult for them to read by only providing them with English documents. And then parents don't care about schools, they care, but a lot of times it's coming from a culture where they don't really emphasize education. And when they move here with that same concept, and we don't necessarily learn from them and how to help them understand the area in which they moved into has a different value for education, whereas the culture they came from has a different understanding and meaning for education. And then in Gorski's myth of the culture of poverty, Poor people are unmotivated and have weak work ethics. Majority of our families that are um, socially, economically different than others value value or are motivated with good work ethics because that's how they have instilled it in their children, and that's how they hope that their children will do that for them. So that's pretty much all I have for you. Thank you so much.